So the first section is the cultural expectations that are placed upon adolescents. And question one, being an adolescent from Germany, what would you say the culture expects of you? Like, what traditions would you say you practice or are practiced in the culture you're brought up in?
So in Germany, with 18 years old, you're a full-aged person. So you're responsible for yourself. So any actions you do, you take like it's your own risk. So it's expected to be careful with what you do and just also expected to know what you want to do. Because like most people with 18, they finish their A levels, so they have to be diligent and get a good GPA, so that they can get into their studies what they want to do. So that's very important. So that's with 18, it's like the main goal to like start studying, maybe moving out. Also, it's kind of expected to have a hobby and maybe like doing like having like a job or something if you don't have a hobby. And yeah.
When I asked Julianne about the typical things she'll be doing and what life's like for an adolescent girl in Germany, she talked to me about her timeline of coming out of school and education and what work she would like to look into, and all of these suggest that she's perhaps not from a traditional culture. As Arnett suggests in the textbook, a girl from a traditional culture would be working alongside her mum, perhaps cooking and cleaning, and it would be the men in the household which would be out getting educations, looking for work. The fact that Julianne speaks about education and her hopes for a job perhaps shows that she's not from a traditional culture, as it seems to be that men and women have equal standards when it comes to approaching work after her education. Question 2. Are you and your family close? Do you think it's necessary for you to take care of your family as they get older? And are your parents' opinions important when you make a decision about anything in life or school or work?
I would say I'm a people person, definitely. I like to socialize with my friends, my family, like to be around people. But I could still see myself moving out because I want to study in America, so I have to move out, obviously. Can't stay here. Because I also like to be independent. Like, I love my family and I love to be around them, but they're always with me, so like I can be somewhere else and still have them kind of with me, you know? And I care about my parents' opinion, because like sometimes you're not in the like proper position to like make smart decisions, and then if someone's there to help you, like that just helps me too. Like, I trust them, and if they think something's better the way they think it is, then sometimes I'll trust them and do it. And do you feel like should be taken care of them? Well, I hope not. Like, my parents get along well. Like, obviously, like, we're really close, but my parents are still, I think, good if they're only them two. So I don't think I have to take care of them. Obviously, if they get sick or like get injured like really badly and can't handle things alone here anymore in the house, then I'll help them, definitely. But I'll just try to kind of reduce it and start my own life without pushing them away.
When asking Julianne this question, I was trying to understand whether she would be part of a collectivistic culture or more of an individualistic culture. According to Arnett 2018, are two different types of cultures. First of all, a collectivistic culture, where you're focusing more on developing an interdependent self, which is where your focus is pretty much for the greater good of the community, and you're focusing on creating those social ties. The other culture is an individualistic culture, which is where you're trying to focus on an independent self and your own goals and your own future. From the way Julianne responds to this question, it's clear that she is more independent self. She's part of an individualistic culture. She talks about moving out and creating her own life, perhaps moving away from home, and in terms of moving across the world. And so it's clear here, although she does love her family and she talks about being there for them, she does represent and show characteristics of someone that would be from an individualistic culture.